It's Monday and I now have brown hair. So for this week, we're supposed to, get down and real and talk to you about something that is important to us. Fandom secret, I'm not wearing any makeup right now. My video for this week, I'm going to talk to you guys about reading, because I'm a big ol' nerd and it's something I've been doing for a long time. So a fun story about my reading. Part of it was I didn't have a choice. Growing up, I lived in the middle of the woods. This is not an exaggeration. So I didn't have any neighborhood friends to go play with. I did not have any siblings to play with. And as for TV, we had 4 channels, one of them being a biblical channel. There was a lot of time in my life that I had to waste. Now, I grew up with the typical books, like the Gold Spine books, if you grew up with those. Berenstain Bears, whatever. But I outgrew those really quickly. And my mom dug out her old Nancy Drew books from the garage. And so I read through those really quickly. And they discovered that I liked reading. And I liked reading a lot. And so my parents were very supportive of my reading habit. I make it sound like a drug habit. And then in school, the book fairs happened. I don't know if book fairs are a blanket thing in school, so I'll explain what they are. Basically, they would come into your library and would set up these shelves with all of these books that often came with fun things. Like, I remember the Saddle Club books came with a charm bracelet, and kids would go in, buy a book or two. They would come about every 6 weeks, I think, and I bought a lot. So my parents would give me a blank check with their signature on it, and the librarian at school would help me fill out the check when I figured out all the books I wanted. And so I was that kid that had to leave the book fair with cardboard boxes because I couldn't carry all the books that I had bought. I was made fun of in school, which kind of sucked. And my best friend at the time went to another school, so that kind of sucked. So I did the stereotypical kid thing where I escaped to the world of literature. That sounds so corny, I'm so sorry. Because of all the reading I did, my reading level was higher than my age. And it really wasn't me being insanely smart, it's just because I read too much. So I had the accelerating reading books. I was the special kid with the special books. And that's where my love of reading spawned. And ever since then, it didn't stop. And in middle school, it transformed into a love of reading mangas. I said it out loud. I liked anime and mangas, and I read them all. When I went to college, it kind of slowed down because I was too busy to read. And I went through a phase, first couple semesters of school where I really did not read any books, and it was sad. I like to read just about everything. I do prefer fiction over nonfiction, but beyond that, I'm not picky. I also like reading poetry, and I like reading graphic novels. That love did not die in middle school. This is one of my poetry books I have. It's Charles Bukowski, and essentially he's a crotchety, grumpy old man that writes about his life and all the mistakes he's made in poetry form, and it's very nice. This is my copy of V for Vendetta. I love it. I love graphic novels. I'm going to show you a montage of some of the favorite books I picked out from my room. This is by no means all of my favorite books. I don't think they could fit on this table. I own a ton of books. Pride and Prejudice, The Godfather, The Princess Bride, The Night Circus, The Hunger Games, Howl's Moving Castle, Something Wicked This Way Comes, To Kill a Mockingbird. And here's Les Miserables. It's very thick. It's one of my favorite things of all time. Here's what I'm currently reading. It's the second book of The Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones, blah blah blah, I love that. It's taken me a while to read. I used to be able to read a book in a very, very short amount of time. Like, I never spent more than a week on it. But since I grew older, that slowed down and I don't have time to read as much as I want to. It's sad and tragic, and I'm crying. That was a video about reading. Hope you enjoyed it. I know it wasn't very exciting, but thank you for watching.